My dad is the most disciplined guy that I've ever met, but on top of that, he's also one of the kindest guys.
As a family man, I think Dan is totally devoted to his kids and their welfare.
He was always playing with us. I remember we would wrestle all the time and play a variety of sports. There was always a ball in the air.
He's always been a very hands-on dad, a great husband, and loved to be involved in all of our lives.
If you go to his home now, you see all kinds of places for the kids to play, little houses built for them to enjoy themselves. So family is really big with him.
It was a lot of energy, lots of footballs and basketballs and stuff being thrown around, and he was right there with us.
We know that we are number one in his life, and we appreciate that so much.
One thing that really defines him is that he leads by example. He won't ask anybody to do anything that he's not willing to do himself.
He is very much into holding people accountable. You know, when he gives a responsibility out to somebody, he will make sure that he checks back and ensures that that is being accomplished as that was agreed upon.
He loves that we provide career opportunities for so many people. I think he finds that rewarding to see them grow.
In his makeup, he feels the responsibility of every single employee to make sure that this company is successful.
You know, it's a joy to him. Serving others brings great joy and happiness to him, and as well as our whole family.
Dan is a very fair person. He's an analytical person. He wants to make sure we have good data when we make good decisions, but then he allows flexibility in his people to run with those decisions. He allows that creativity and innovation and entrepreneurship.
He was, I think, always probably a little more conservative than I was. He was the one that would always question whether or not we could afford it more so than I would.
He's also very focused. He identifies the areas that need improvement or the things that we need to accomplish, and he's very good about following up and maintaining a focus on that.
I've learned a lot from Dan. Dan is a leader that has a lot of passion for what he does, yet he seems to be able to inspire people with humility and humor.
My dad is an example to myself and my brothers. I've always wanted to be like him. He's a model of organization and leadership and integrity.
We have a reputation of being honest and having high standards and good integrity, and that means a great deal to all of us.
You know, as I've served here on Capitol Hill for many years, I just got to tell you how amazing it is when Dan has come up here. He has a relationship with the governors, and when he speaks, they listen. He's a businessman. He's a smart person. He knows the trucking industry. He really speaks for all of the trucking industry. And lately we have passed major legislation, and without Dan and his testimony and others, we couldn't have done it.
I think everybody recognizes his great business acumen, the fact that he understands free markets, he understands competition, he understands how you have to be able to be efficient and do more with less if you're going to be able to compete in a competitive marketplace.
You know, I think Dan brings a real energy in understanding the big picture of what the trucking industry is and what it's trying to accomplish.
Dan is not an individual that wants to focus on Dan England. He wants to give something back to an industry that's been very good to him.
He is passionate about the trucking industry and its influence on the economy and the ability for us to create jobs in America. And so I think he's going to bring experience and passion and an enthusiasm and a demeanor that's going to be appreciated by all across the country. Who doesn't like Dan England?
His objective is to make the industry stronger, to propel the rights of those members of the ATA, really benefit trucking as a whole.
The England family name, the England company, and the England culture actually embody a lot of the characteristics that we're trying to teach our students here at the University of Utah. It's about independence, it's global thinking, it's courage, and it's optimism, especially at this time in our economic history.
He knows how to step up as a leader and make his voice heard, and rally people around him to that cause.
He'll do great. He's honest, he's a man of character, and he'll just represent this industry as good as we can possibly expect.
He's my example. He's the person that I try and emulate, and I'm just so proud that he's my dad.